and his group, they were really good tonight, and they got us out of sync. So give them credit first and foremost. We were struggling to get stops, and when you can't get stops and you can't defend, it puts a lot of pressure on everything else in the game. And not only couldn't we get stops, but every time they're at the rim, we're fouling. So you look down, they're 28 for 30 from the free throw line. We're really struggling with interior defense, which is frustrating given the types of length, athleticism, and size that we have. But we're really struggling there. We're struggling to keep the ball in front. We're struggling to get our chest in front of the ball. And you look down, and that's kind of the result. So then they're setting their press because everything's a dead ball on a free throw. So they're setting their press. Our point guards weren't able to enter offense, and then we got really out of sync offensively with not being able to enter with our point guards, and then them changing defenses, and we looked frozen at times and watching guys dribble around. We've been a good ball movement team. We were totally taken out of what we wanted to do offensively. Give them credit because it bothered us, but it shouldn't, and we should be better, and that should have been a more competitive game. So I'm very disappointed. It's told the guys it's on me. I got to do a better job getting us to defend, figuring out how we can defend people, and getting us prepared to deal with some token pressure.
Questions for Simas?
Simas, defensively, what were they able to do to kind of get you guys? Was it just the press that kind of threw off the timing, or was there more to it when they got into the half court that kept you guys from finding any rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job denying our reversals, so the ball just stuck to one person and we weren't able to move the ball. Yeah, I guess we just got stuck playing one-on-one the whole time, which didn't really work out for us a lot.
Simas, how discouraging is this? The 2 days just so far kind of come out on the other side?
I mean, it is a little discouraging, but we're not going to take too big of a hit, because we're always going to come back and work hard, and we're going to get better, and we know the talent that we have on this team, so I can't say that it's going to be too discouraging, but it's very disappointing, though.
When you add a guy like Jamil, is it just a seamless transition, or is it kind of a tough thing?
I'll answer that. There's no narratives here that we just didn't play well. It's not because we added Jamil. Jamil played 7 minutes. Like I don't want to. Let's not put Simas in that position. We couldn't guard tonight. Give Dayton credit first. Give their good basketball. They're a really good offensive team. That give them credit. We couldn't guard. We were out of sync when they set their press, which they did over and over and over again because we put them on the foul line all night. And there were so many dead balls. It has nothing to do. Jamil Reynolds, we added him. We played him 7.5 minutes. That is not changing a team. That's not the reason we're not playing well. I just want to make that clear right now. Sorry.
Simas, did you feel like you could take advantage or try to take control of the game a little bit in the second half and try to lead it for hard as a ball handler down the stretch?
I mean, yeah, I tried. Our offense really wasn't going, so when a couple of shots fell, I thought I can be more aggressive. So yeah, I guess, but in general, the whole game was terrible for us, both offensively and defensively.
What allowed you there to get going there? Obviously, the zone caused some troubles there this afternoon. Obviously, in the second half, you were able to get the 3-ball to fall. You had an 8-0 run there in the second half. What were you able personally to see from that Dayton defense to allow you to get going?
I mean, they just left me some space, and I got to shoot the ball, and they went in. But not much else to it, really.
Anything else for Simas? Coach? Questions, Coach?
Coach, is the run home
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Was Deron Holmes everything you expected?
He's a terrific player. He's a terrific player. I think I saw that he's on the Naismith watch list for National Player of the Year. It was well deserved. He's a terrific player.
We saw a little bit of Day and Jizzle together for the first time tonight. Are you happy with what you saw from when you had them out there together, or are you just trying to change momentum?
Searching. I mean, a lot of searching tonight, right? I mean, the second half when you get down double figures, 16, I think at one point I look up. I thought maybe giving another ball handler would help us enter the ball. we've talked about doing that. And then I thought, defensively, there's just no activity. So maybe a little more quickness, and Jizzle's so active with his hands. I thought maybe that could make a big difference. So we tried that. I thought we made a little run there to cut it back to 6, if I'm not mistaken. But again, then we foul and I think we cut it to 6, and I want to say that Jizzle fouled at 4 or 5 feet on the next possession. But yeah, I think it's something that we're going to have to do at times to have more ball handling, decision making, play making on the court. And we tried it tonight, and again, there were some good moments of it, and there weren't. And, but we were searching defensively too, Chad. What'd you see? Run and jump, 1-3-1, diamond in one press, 2 threes. We're just sitting here like, what can we do to try to get it? We can't get a stop, and that's unacceptable. Like that's unacceptable. We're not going to be the team we're capable of being if we got to search defensively to try to get a stop. At some point, we got to stop. We're going to get freaking stops. Yeah, the atmosphere was terrific. It was terrific. That was a great college basketball atmosphere. Both fan bases, you could tell, were present and engaged. We didn't give our fans quite enough to cheer about, but it was a terrific atmosphere.
You said in the offseason that might take into January before you guys are ready for the game. Does it feel like there's more adjustments that need to be made, or is it just continuing on the way that you guys have been?
We got a long way to go. I've known that. And I'm not making excuses. That doesn't mean that it should be a 14-point loss in a neutral site game. I'm not. There's no excuse for that. Okay, but we got a long way to go. If we'd have won tonight, I'd have told you the same thing. It was like, you might believe me a little bit more now, but we got a long way to go. We have, I believe, good kids, high character. I believe we have talent. I believe we have some experience. So we're gonna really improve, but I'm really pissed off. We have a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of things to figure out with this team, and I know we'll do that. But tonight, that's unacceptable.
What are the chances of this series continuing in your mind?
I don't know. It's not something that I try to just be honest up here. I don't try to do the coach talk thing. I'm not smart enough to speak in code. A lot of damn scheduling now there's so many conference changes and league game change. We're going to go to 20 league games next year. There's challenges. We're still waiting to hear that the Big 12's talked about maybe going to play some other games in other countries at some point, and you have MTEs. So it's not something that I don't want to do it. I think sometimes coaches say, don't play local games because if you lose, everybody's pissed off. I think that's a bunch of BS. These games get you ready for league play, and the fact that people get all charged up for them, that's good. That's good for our growth. I hate that we lost 2 of them in this week. That stinks, and it feels terrible, but I'm not afraid of that. We're not going to not want to play good teams locally because we're worried about what the hell people will think. And that's a good game for Cincinnati. So I'm not opposed to the game moving forward, but the reasons why we could or couldn't sometimes are hard to figure out with all the changes in college basketball right now. He's good. He's very, very good. We had a very difficult time staying in front of him. He creates so much for their team. I haven't looked at his line yet, but 6 of 11, 14 of 14 from the free throw line. That's the part that was obvious to me, right? And 3 assists. So it's hard because if you throw too many bodies at him, he creates a lot of. They put him in action all night with Holmes, and then he puts pressure on you at the front of the rim, and he's just drawing fouls, and we got to get better with our technique. We got to take that challenge better, and But listen. It was like Bray comes out and makes a bunch of threes, and that was a big part of our scouting report was to not let him shoot because he's an elite shooter. He gets a lot of clean looks to start the game. We wanted to do a good job on Elvis, and we obviously wanted to do a good job on Holmes. And you look down, and all of them were good, so we didn't do a damn good job guarding at all.